Yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy Showtimedr, hitting you here with the Xenon 3-star guide. Let's get into it right now. So fair warning, I am actually over-leveled for this content, so I'm not approaching it from the... Let me pause the video real quick. I'm not approaching it from the perspective of, oh, I can just barely do it, or hey, I just did it. I did just do it for the first time, because I was horribly under-leveled last time, but it's just one of those things, guys. But I am not stupid. I will tell you exactly what I perceived. I might not get everything because we killed a lot of things quickly, but I will do my best to give you a good rundown on this boss. So first of all, this first pack here, you notice how they're all different elements. These are berserkers. So basically, we haven't quite figured out the mechanic we were trying to enchant, but eventually, as the fight goes on and you hit them, they berserk. So obviously Esna there is a really good hero to bring in here just for the mental seal. But what happens is, if one of them berserks, you can unberserk them by killing another one. So there's that mechanic there if you can like barely handle these guys or you're trying to save cooldowns or whatever. And I'm like going through right now trying to look at all the stuff that they're doing. But so this first pack, you know, just try to get through it with as little damage as possible because the second guy is a son of a you-know-what. Probably harder than Xenon, honestly. But we'll get to him later. So, team I elected to bring, obviously, from all the Tayo farm, as you can see Tayo there. I got some wind heroes. Xenon himself is water, and the Chimera is water as well. You're gonna need some good wind DPS because I don't think Xenon does it, but the second guy definitely takes, you know, reduced damage from all other elements, and he will wipe you if you don't know what you're doing. I'll try to clue you guys in on that. I can only give you some quick pointers on him because you'll see what happens here. But yeah, save your ults if you can help it, you know, depending on what you got going on. Look at, they put healing debuff. A lot of things in here put healing debuff on. Xenon himself as well. Xenon also has looming death, so as you can see, I bring Rue, but if you don't have Rue, Karen, I mean, there's not too much. There's not even like a bonus party unit or whatever that gives you resistance or anything. So this is the Chimera. The Chimera is a motherfucker. Sorry for that. So this guy, he takes reduced elemental damage, like I said. When you get him down to around 30%, he's going to AoE poison the entire group. You do not want to go into Xenon if you can help it. AoE poison, so you kind of have to... He blinds as well, as you can see there. There's the healing debuff again. But basically, you do not want to go into the Xenon fight with, you call it here, with poison on you, or obviously with as high health as possible, because Xenon, what he's going to do, he's going to put curses on, and looming death as well, so you already got plenty to deal with there. I believe he might poison as well, I'm not sure about that. Maybe it's his, he has two dudes with him. But this guy here, as you can see, he pumps out a lot of AoE damage. Like I mentioned, I'm over leveled for this, and even my guys were taking some pretty good damage here, so. You know, Cordelia, if you built up your Cordelias for Tayo, Cordelia is going to do you really well in this dungeon. Just as a tank in general. But if you got a Ruby, Ruby's obviously super good. Any DPS, you're going to really need some wind DPS overall, though. Or excuse me, some water DPS for this guy. And then here's Mr. Man himself here. So Xenon, the thing about him, those two ads there, he starts the fight enraged, as you can see there. Enraged basically means he also starts the fight with a counterattack, so he's going to counterattack no matter what. So those guys on the side, you kill them, it unenrages him. So it makes him better, easier to do. But there is also the strategy of just go on Xenon and hope that his enrage doesn't kill you, because he has a pretty hard enrage that ignores defense. Doesn't penetrate though. So most enrages penetrate, so that's another reason I brought Cordelia, is because her shield, will actually save you from one of his ults. So, as you can see there, we're going through all the buffs there. Decreases damage taken as well. He also has a resolve, Xenon does, so don't think that that's his health right there. He has much more than that. So I believe this was my first run, and I actually screwed it up because at first I was like, well, I might as well go on Xenon, and you'll see how it went. It didn't necessarily go that well. Hold on here, guys. Hopefully the frames are stable for you guys. As you can see, we got some dots up. I believe I didn't really know what I was doing here because this was my first time, so... Theirs is all right there. You see how hard that hits? Those are guys. My Cordelia has like 16k health. And Tayo obviously has a lot of health, so... His Enrage, as you can see, at around 30%, especially with Berserker on, he's going to hit you super hard. So at that point, I was just like, what the? Because everyone in the chat was like, oh, it'll be easy, yeah. Turns out... By the way, obviously, these guys are dark, so light is a double-edged sword in here. Yes, you're doing more damage, but you are also taking more damage, so be aware. And right here, I'm trying to build my Tayo stacks, you know. Then I was conflicted here. I'm like, should I res? Should I not res? Like, maybe I should wait because I don't know when he's going to do his ulti again. His ulti, by the way, obviously 30%. He can do it multiple times. I don't know what the cooldown is, but it's at least 3 turns, I want to say. So, I guess we'll see here, because he's gone once since he did it. Sorry guys, of course I'm like theory crafting when I'm doing this for the first time. So I got Esna up, obviously, and I'm like, I'll make sure to hit him as hard as I can. So he's got that anti-healing debuff, so unless you got a way to cleanse it, be forewarned, you're not going to necessarily get heals off at this point. You can make people immune to abnormal statuses with someone like a Rue or a Abel, those types of heroes. So right now, I'm like, yo, I better just beat this guy as hard as I can. I didn't know he had a resolve. Another hard ult there. That might have been 2 turns, actually. I don't know, you guys keep track. It's hard for me to keep track as I'm watching it here. Because I can go and read his kit, but his kit doesn't match up with... The character you get doesn't match up with the character that's the raid boss, so obviously here we're struggling. I'm like, oh boy. Luckily both of my healers and my tank are still really strong, obviously. So not necessarily DPS-wise, but mitigation-wise. So there's a Looming Death. Looming Death is once again in the Dark Dungeon. Seems to be in all the Dark Dungeons. All the Dark Advents. And that's always a mechanic you're going to have to deal with. You see this guy, he's getting like tons of multis. And he got his ad. I just decided to go on him because we didn't have the DPS to DPS down his ad and him. Obviously, he can enrage again at a certain point. But this guy, he's actually really hard for a 3-star dungeon, so if you're like just getting the 3 stars, you know. Sharon's easier. I'm not sure about Renta. It depends what you got for Renta. Reina rather is easier. Superpowered girl's easier in most cases. Luckily Cordelia's doing her beast tanking there. And we are just slowly whittling down. Like I said, damage immunity works on him. He doesn't have any penetration from what I know. Not sure if maybe he has a proc or some type of condition med or something like that. Cordelia luckily keeping us up here. And there she goes. Good job, Cordelia. Feel like I'm playing Pokemon. Good job, Pikachu! You deserve a rest in this really cramped and tiny ball. And there he goes. So once again, even if you overgear this content, this guy's rough. So be aware of that. I hope my video helps you guys out a little bit. He's got On his berserking, he also has damage decrease, so he's decreased the damage that he's taking. So be aware of that as well if you just want to go in and burn him. You may want to consider just going after his ads and getting the zerking off. You're going to be in there longer, but overall it's probably safer. So, anyways, guys, this has been your 3-star Xenon Dungeon Guide, Advent Guide. Let me know how you're doing with Xenon in the comments. I am Showtimedr on Twitch, twitch.tv/Showtimedr. There's a link in the notes to my Discord. If you're chill, come in the Discord. We got a Knights Chronicle tab. Get some advice, share your experiences, etc., etc. I will catch you later. Peace.